Getting my ADHD diagnosis reminded me of getting my blood drawn. The nurse goes, "Do you want to lie down? Tall people faint all the time." And what? I get my blood drawn regularly? I've never fainted? And then she yoinks me, and I go, oh, maybe lying down. ADHD went exactly the same way. I read what hit people after the late diagnosis, the crash, the grief. And I thought, not me. This is just gonna make things easier for me. You have ADHD. That was technically the second time someone said it to me. I forgot about the first one. There you go. In my defense, it was when I was a teenager. And the floor tilted a little bit. Am I masking? Where do I begin? Do I like them? Or do I put up with them? Do I like this job? Or do I do it because I don't want to be told I'm lazy? If your floor is tilting right now, this is the map I would have liked. What usually hits in the first months, what the community says, what academia says. And a bit of what I would tell myself, because I like me. And I don't know you, but maybe I like you. This is what I would tell a newly diagnosed, between the research and the community knowledge. What happens in your mind and feeling after diagnosis? Susan Young and colleagues investigated this in 2008 and found 6 stages and 3 general themes. The overall themes were A review of the past, B, the emotional impact of diagnosis, and C, consideration of the future. Stage 1, elation and relief. Something was wrong, you're not lazy, and you weren't imagining it. Enjoy it. It might not stay for most people, but it possibly comes back after. But what's definitely true about late diagnosis is, in another study, it was found that all but one person found this has major positive impact on their lives. And the one person who didn't say that still said that they're glad they got diagnosed. For me, myself, I felt validated. And I felt kind of easy. But I didn't know what battles were coming for me then. I was like on top, you know? And I knew if something didn't work that everyone else got, I kind of had a way to look. Stage 2, confusion and emotional turmoil. That's great, right? It just can't be good. What happens when you're on top? You're prone to tumbling. You know, this isn't something that happens right away, like you have the elation and the relief, but then it kind of goes, why? What? Everywhere, wherever you are, all the time. Your brain goes back through your entire life, resorting under this new diagnosis. Why did this happen? Oh, was it because of that? Crazy, this makes sense. All I knew about myself was up for re-evaluation and resorting. Your head just starts spinning. You don't need a lot of time for it. It can be anywhere, in the bath, on your way to work, walking, being outside, lying in bed at night. Stuff just pops in your head day after day, and you think, fuck! And you think, that bitch! This is like learning a new rule to the game of life, and you've been cheated by everyone the entire time. And you can't even be super mad because you were having on a mask and people cheated on you with yourself cheating on you in your survival mode. This is... And the questions started coming in. Well, if I was wearing a mask, where did the mask start? Where did it end? Where did I begin? Was I my mask? Was the mask a part of me? Do you like this job? Do you like Sunday dinners? Do you go to prevent a bad mood? Do you take care of everything because it is your character or because you don't like stress? You have no choice as a child. You can't support yourself and you're made to fit in. And then you keep that mask. Your brain goes through your whole life. This is a bit scary. But this is also the beginning of the end of your mask. Rejoice, I guess. So masking in ADHD is not definitively proven. It's community knowledge. But we have more recent research that leans on the autism masking that finds that we have this in ADHD possibly as well. And the community knowledge is quite firm on it that we do have it. You can't be told your entire life was a lie without one emotion showing up. Stage 3, anger. That is the one nobody warns you about. Anger at the aunt who said lazy, at the doctors who missed it for 20 years, maybe at your parents if they weren't supportive. If you're furious in week 3, 4, that's not you failing at gratitude, that's you being on time. It's a rite of passage and it will pass. And you might want to check yourself to not be too verbally, openly angry with people who don't deserve it, because this is the low point. Feel it. Write it down. Plan who to say what to. Plan what to cut. Indulge. And you're not supposed to repress your anger. You're just not supposed to let it out on people and regretting after. So this is something that you can plan out and be mindful of as it starts. Because you might be a bit unfair. Justifiably so, but still unfair. And if you don't like to be unfair, you might enjoy having a plan on where to go with your anger. You can write poems to people who faulted you and set them afire. You can take a really brisk walk, like in The Crown. A really, really brisk walk. There are anger rooms, possibly near you. You can sign yourself up for some shopping wood. Do something fun with it. Do something you wouldn't dare otherwise. And if you think you need this, you might also go ballistic on people who deserve it. And then find out afterwards how to make up with them because you think you might have been a little bit unfair. This leads into stage 4. Sadness and grief. Grief for the 9-year-old who was singled out in class. Grief for the 12-year-old who was told this hobby that could have been a life was a fluke. Grief for the life that you might have led had you known, had your parents known, had your surroundings known. Had everyone known. School, friends, uni, jobs, hobbies. Who could you have been? If you think this question is unfair to yourself or to the people surrounding you, you might find this study from 2025 interesting. It was an all-women study on late diagnosed ADHD, and they found that 24 in 28 participants had the exact same question. So you're not unfair, you're not out of line, you're, again, just on time and in company. I'm going to talk about my experience with this a little more in part 2 of the video. And this is followed by stage 5. Anxiety. Okay, now what? Who do I tell? Is my job safe? Do I tell my parents? Do my friends need to know? Do I get meds now? Who do I want to be now? I lost so much time. Can I make up for this? Is my life up to here nil? No. Write it out. Stage 6. Acceptance and accommodation. Listen again. The steps, the diagnosis, the stages. They lead to someplace good. No one regretted getting the diagnosis. More than half acknowledged that it had bad impacts, and almost everyone acknowledged that it had good impacts, but no one regretted it. We are going a place, and this place is glad that we had the diagnosis. You are not today's anxiety. You will try life, and you will know more about yourself. ADHD diagnosis will not be your personality, it will be a part of you. You will again live normally. You will live, you will elate, you will fail. But it's going to be easier for 2 reasons. 1, if something goes wrong that doesn't go wrong for other people, you have a way to look. And 2, you can make accommodations for yourself because you now know that you do have ADHD and that it has a real impact on everyday life. You can now make the accommodations that make up the difference in between how your brain works and how the world is modeled. And you will no longer have to pay the difference out of pocket, your own mental exhaust pocket. Life will be good, and will also be shit in between, but life will be good. One final word of warning to the stages. Like the stages of grief, the stages of late diagnosis do not come in turns. They can come a few at a time, all together, with breaks in between, and in no particular order. The one thing that most people found is that you have the relief and elation right after the diagnosis. And after that, it's fair game. It is fine. Your process is fine. It is just fine. But this leads me to part 2. Post-diagnosis burnout. I read about this, and I saw video essays about this. Frankly, I saw a lot of TikToks about it. And I thought, not gonna happen to me. Why? Because I'm strong. I've been here all the time. I've done all that I've done. It's just gonna be easier because I now know. I'm faster. I'm more thorough. I did the same thing as I did with the needle. I just assumed. And it wasn't on day 1, it wasn't on day 5, but by like week 9, I knew I was in it. And it was also not a crash, it was a realization of having slipped into it. How did this look? I couldn't get up. I didn't know what to do. I sat around and read all day for days on end. This is something that I could afford because I had just lost my job in the exact moment I started my therapy and diagnosis and had the time off, which I'm glad for, I guess. I didn't feel right. I didn't feel like me. I felt like I was cosplaying me. I still sometimes do feel like I'm cosplaying me instead of being me. And I'm not sure if it will stop. Maybe it's just still coming into it. Maybe this is just part of dissociating some days. I do not know. But one way I try to explain this burnout to myself is that a lot of people with neurodiversities do not enjoy injustice or lying. And I think that learning that you are kind of lying to yourself with the mask is something that you cannot have now that you know you're doing it. And why don't you just go over it? Because you do not really know confirmed what part is you, what part are your desires, what is something that you do because you think you have to, what is not you, where's the mask, where does it start, where does it end, where do you begin, where do you end, and finding all that out next to whatever else you have been doing the entire time is kind of too much. We are in a place of one word between community knowledge, urban knowledge, and academia. We do have resources in academia that tell us that we have higher chances of people having the irregular burnout when they have ADHD, but we do not have a confirmation of ADHD burnout. One word. But as things go, community is pretty sure about this, and the research follows this instinct and urban knowledge. And we might know in a year or two. And differentiating between these things, like what's urban community knowledge, what I'm convinced about, and what we have current validated research about, is part of what I'm doing in this channel. So for this, ADHD burnout, this is the community and early probing research. So now I knew I was in that burnout the community was talking about, the TikToks I saw videos about, and that I thought wouldn't happen to me. And for that person, I have 3 sticky notes. Sticky note 1, understand before you optimize. Don't buy planners, don't build systems. Don't buy planners. Buying is kind of a dopamine balance gig. I'm sure you're gonna have fun finding that one out. But also, buying for hobbies can be a hobby in and of itself. If you have the money, go ahead. If not, you might want to watch it. This is the place where we can avoid regrets later. Don't build systems. The planning of what you will do might in and of itself be a procrastination that feels meaningful. This is something that people find out a while on. And it's also something that hits them when they try to distinguish between, I'm kind of good at things, right? And I've been planning my great coming out as a person for 20, 30 years now, but I never do the things that I'm planning. Why? Does this feel like you? Maybe. If not, ignore me. Do keep in mind that we have several types of ADHD and several phenotypes. So this could be you, but it doesn't have to be. And strangers on the internet. This also might be a brain scam, a ploy to hit a nice allergy balance once in a while. Just a small tip on the side for this brain balance thing. People who are dopamine depleted and do not know how to get up. Just know a thing that helps often is if you put on your favorite song. And if you can, or dance. Listening to a song and or dancing along fills kind of the same hole. And it's cheaper. So what can you do and what is safe? Do something. Do something you liked or that you used to like. Check if it still works. Let's mix it up. I'm further away now. Spend the first few weeks learning what ADHD actually is mechanically, in your brain, in your body. Browse some videos, experiment, read, learn what executive dysfunction is, learn about dopamine, learn why willpower advice never worked on you. Just do it. Optimizing to fit in is how we got here. We now optimize to be in places that we fit in. Find out what you like again, or what you like now. This is your ticket to the future. Sticky note 2. Disclosure is a strategy, not a confession. You do not owe explaining yourself to anyone. You do not owe to tell someone about your diagnosis. And for people you consider telling, your boss is not your spouse, is not your partner, is not your child, is not your friend. Different situation, decide per person. What do I gain? Will this make the interaction more true, more real, easier? What do I owe the person? Do I have responsibility for them? And they would gain something from knowing why I act in certain ways when I do. Take weeks, not days. And number 3. We're almost done. Know the treatment landscape. And do not commit. You don't have to. You just read about it. We're not doing this. We're just knowing. Therapy, coaching, meds. Stimulating meds, non-stimulating meds. Supplements, sports. Looking at green things. Sorry about this one. Food. Napping. Another thing is active breaks. Final word that will go down great with ADHD people. You don't have to do everything now. You will have ADHD the rest of your life. And I want to say it one more time. Say it with me. You will be fine. I hope you said you will be fine instead of I will be fine. And I want to say it one more time. Everyone was glad they got the diagnosis. There were bad things, and there were for almost everyone good things, major positive events. But in the end, everyone was glad they knew. You don't have to decide anything in month 1 about the treatments. You will have ADHD the rest of your life. Subscribe if you want the science and some anecdotes of my brain.